Hey, I'm back with No Frills Hi-Fi. Today I'm going to be looking at the Fosi Audio GR70. This is a really cool little headphone amp. And with this open, the box is a little squished. They're usually pretty good about packaging, so I think everything will probably be alright. We'll obviously know in a minute. This is $199 on their $199.99 on their website. And I'll put all the links in the description and everything, but just so you can kind of see what I'm looking at. Here it is. Comes with a little instruction manual here. And let's go ahead and get the main unit out. Push that aside a little bit. So here it is. I'm really excited about this kind of evolution in Fosi audio. They've come out with a lot of new stuff, and it seems to be much higher quality than before, although I've always been happy with Fosi. But, this is a nice, heavy metal case. Just seems to be a lot higher quality than, I think they've had in the past. And again, I haven't really had much of an issue with their quality, but it's nice that they're just constantly trying to evolve. I'll go ahead and get it set up first and kind of show you how to install the tubes, and then I'll go over some of the buttons and switches and stuff. It does come with a power adapter, a little ball wart power adapter here. And let's see, we've got these little white boxes of tubes, and we got covers, we got metal tubes. Before I get started, always wear gloves when you put tubes in. Anytime you're touching a tube, you should be wearing a glove. Unless it's the old tube that's burned out and you're pulling it out. You always want to wear gloves because the oils from your skin can get on there and they kind of burn on and they look terrible, but also they can shorten the life of that tube. So you don't want to do anything detrimental to it. Go ahead and get my glove on. If you don't have rubber gloves, don't feel like you got to run up to the store and get them. If you got a microfiber cloth, that'll probably work. I've even, in a pinch, used Ziploc baggie, so you don't have to get too fancy. We're No Frills Hi-Fi here, so that's kind of what we do. But I'm going to go ahead and get these metal tubes in first. Let's take a look at that. Ooh, so that, I don't even know how you pronounce this. It's a 6 with some, looks like an X with a line down the center and a 4. I do know these are Soviet tubes. They've got, that Cyrillic letter right there. So they're a kind of a old Soviet Union tube, but they are kind of a staple in the audio industry. So I probably should know how to pronounce that. I just don't. What can I say? But they do make, the English version of it. I've forgotten what that number is, but if you look at the bottom of it, it's got all these metal pins. It's got 8 metal pins, and then it's got a kind of a metal pin in the middle with a little notch at the top right there. I don't think you're going to be able to see it in the video, but you'll be able to see it when you have it in person. And the socket here has a little notch off to the side where that goes. So if you're having trouble getting it in, probably just need to make sure that notch is lined up. And then just push it in. And you don't need to really just cram it in there. You want to make sure it goes all the way in, but it doesn't really take all that much force to do that. And let's get this other one in. There we are. So these do only go in one way, so you just kind of want to watch out for that. These tubes, they're just your typical glass tube, which you've probably seen before. That doesn't want to come out of there. There we go. And so with these, there are 7 pins. So there's an opening, kind of a bigger gap where there could be another pin, but they leave that gap there so that you can get that lined up just perfectly. It does take a little bit of fiddling just to make sure all those are lined up, and then you just kind of push it in. Again, you don't want to use a lot of force, because if you've got those pins misaligned, it's not going to go in right. And you might bend one of those pins, and then you're buying a new tube. And let's get the other one out. There we are. And same thing with this one, you just want to take your time, get it lined up just right. And push that all the way in. There we go. So now I can get this glove off. Alright, you know what? I spoke too soon. Let's grab another one. So I forgot something. We also have these tube covers. So they've got the little metal threaded bottom there, and that just screws in right there. So if you're like me and you got little kids, you don't have little fingers messing with that. Also looks like it probably will make a nice little glow in that, so that's kind of cool. Let's face it, that's one of the best parts about tubes, is how they look, but how they sound, of course, is the best part. But that's pretty much it for what's in the box. Find a spot to stick that. So there it is. So just to kind of go over everything on the outside, we've got your audio in and out, so 2 sets of RCAs there, and power port. I would really love it if this thing had balanced XLR inputs and outputs on it, but you know, I think for that price point, I think it's still a really decent unit here. You've also got your, let me make sure I don't get them backwards, you got bass right here and treble, so you can adjust those to personal taste. You've got volume and power right here, this big orange dial. You've got a 3.5 millimeter connection and a 1/4 inch connection right there for headphones. And you've also got this high-low switch. So for that, I am going to pull out my cheat sheet here because I will get that wrong. So I'm just going to read this off because it's the easiest way to say it. But the low impedance mode is suitable for headphones ranging from 30 ohms to 120 ohms, while the high impedance mode is suitable for headphones from 120 ohm to 300 ohm. So you do want to make sure, you know, just look at the manufacturer's website or the paperwork that came with it, make sure that you've got the right setting for your headphones, you don't damage anything. But it's really cool that it does have that wide of a range, and you can switch that on that. Again, I think Fosi's really kind of stepping up their game. You've also got this vent right here on either side with the orange in the back, which is kind of cool. You know, I haven't heard it yet. Oh, and it's got little rubber feet. I haven't heard it yet, but so far, super impressed with it. I mean, it looks like a really, really nice little piece. So I can't wait to try this out. Don't forget to check us out and like and subscribe so I can do more of this. And I'll do a follow-up video where I actually listen to it. I appreciate it. We'll catch you later.